Hello. In our Alma 701 class today, we're going to learn about user management in Alma. We'll look at the type of records that are stored in Alma, and we'll take a more detailed look at Patron records. I'm switching through to Alma, and from the Alma menu, I'm under the General section of the menu going to the User Management and the Find and Manage Users option. We can see here when we look at the screen that all our users are stored in one file in Alma, but we are able to sort the type of user using the tabs here that we can see: staff users, public, these are our patrons, and contacts that we define in our vendor records. I'm going to click through to the public tab, and here now we can see our list of patrons, and we see that we have the option of sorting our list by various column headings. We have the option also of filtering by role or by status, or searching for a particular patron or staff user. I'm going to filter by account type so that we look at some of the patron records that were created in Alma. We can see a list of patrons, and next to each patron we can see a little icon which I can just click on in order to get more summary details about the patron. This is very useful if we have a number of patrons with the same name and we want to be sure that we will be editing the relevant patron. I'm going to click on Brian Jones' name in order to have a look at his record in edit mode. So we can see that we can link a picture to our patron record. We can see that we can define various fields here on the main general information screen: first name, last name. We have the option as part of configuration options of defining different job categories or user groups where relevant, and there are other fields that can be filled in and are not mandatory. We can see the mandatory fields by the asterisk: first name, last name, and username, and then of course the password. We can also see that we can define different options related to user management information if the user is managed internally in Alma, or if the user is managed internally but with external authentication. If I move to the next tab now, we can see that we can define contact information, address, phone number, and email, and we are also, as part of this information, able to define the type of address, the type of phone number, etc. And of course we can add any number of these different options. Moving across to the identifiers tab, we can see that certain identifiers have been defined, and if I wish to add an identifier, I can do so. Alma is very generous in the number of identifier options that it offers for defining users. I'll close this and move along to the Notes tab. Here we can see that a particular note has been defined for this user, and we can see that it is marked as user viewable. So in Alma we have the option of defining notes related to a user and marking whether they are internal for library staff or can be viewed by the user in the Discovery tool. I'll move across to fines and fees. Here we can see the active fine displayed. If I want to see all fines, I can look at all fines rather than just the active ones. But lastly, I'd like to move across to the attachments file, and we can see that any time or every time this particular user is sent an email notification, whether it's for paying fines or fees, or for some kind of digitization notification, or for a due date change in items that he has out on loan, the information is registered and is available and linked to his patron record. At any time, if I want to look at details related to a particular notice, I can very simply download that particular notice to see more details. This concludes our overview of user management in Alma.